What's up? Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be going over Thor the Dark World and why I think it's so forgettable. So let's get into it. So let me make this clear before I really get into it. I don't think Thor the Dark World is like a really bad movie. It's just like by far one of the most forgettable MCU films. Now, I don't think Thor the Dark World's like a good movie either. It's just very mediocre. So I just wanted to make that clear before, I really talk about this film. But now let's really get into this movie. So let's get into Thor first. Now, I do like Thor, the character. He's not like one of my favorites. Like he's not like an Iron Man or Spider-Man. But he is, I do like Thor a lot, especially in, the later Avengers films. And in Thor Ragnarok, I like him. And I kind of like him in Thor Love and Thunder. I know that's a hot take. But, I still kind of like Thor. In this movie, though, he's just so, he doesn't really do anything for me. Like in the original Thor movie, I like him because, you can see him on Earth and stuff. Since he's already been to Earth twice at this point, he just doesn't, do anything for me. Like Thor in this movie just doesn't do anything that I care about. And it's crazy because this movie is brought back up in Avengers Endgame, and they could have chosen so many other movies to reference, and they choose this movie of all, which is just crazy. But honestly, I do like that scene in Avengers Endgame. But like I said, Thor in this movie is not great for me. So up next, let's talk about Jane. Now, I do like the character of Jane a lot, especially in Thor Love and Thunder. It seems I like a couple of things about Thor Love and Thunder, which is weird, but I like Natalie Portman a lot. I'll leave it at that. That's all I'll say about that. I like Natalie Portman. No, but in all seriousness, I like Jane. I can relate to her because she's a human. She's by far, I think, the funniest character in this film as well. So, I like Jane, but again, when she's like the most memorable character, that's another reason why I just think Thor isn't that great in this. And, that's kind of a big reason why it's so forgettable of a film for me. Next up is Malekith, and he is an MCU villain. That's a lot of what I have to say about him. The villain in this movie also is just so forgettable. Like, I know he doesn't like Thor or Odin for some reason, right? I forgot what that reason was. Like, either him or his henchmen kill Loki, so, hey, he did that. But, man, the villain in this movie is just so unmemorable. It's like, when you add all these things up together, it obviously isn't making for a very, memorable MCU movie. So with the other characters, we got, Loki, who dies in this film, but he also dies in Avengers Infinity War, so it's like, okay, you got Stellan Skarsgård, who plays Eric, who's Stellan Skarsgård is in Andor, so I like him a lot. And then you have, Jane's friend, who I can't remember the name of, but she's funny. So, there's definitely things I like about this film, but overall, it just isn't that great.